Yes, how's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be bringing back an oldie but goldie. If you've been a follower for this long, let me know in the comments below. But I made a video nearly, 3 years ago now, one of my first ever videos. And can we just take a moment to appreciate the difference in that person in that video versus me today? Looked like I was about 40 years old, smashing Stella every night and living off kebabs. And now I feel 21, I feel fantastic, and I've completely transformed my life. Anyway, I want to bring back a very simple yet effective exercise that really helped me understand probabilities. Over the last couple of years of doing all these videos and making a lot more vlogs where I've been engaging with a lot more of you in the comments and stuff. I appreciate all of you that do comment. I see every single one. I noticed a common pattern where a lot of people reach out to me and say, if I just followed my plan, if I just stuck to my rules, if I just not done this, I'd be in a better position. Now, I've made a plethora of videos. There is so much value, which one day I believe someone will stumble on and be like, holy shit, this is a gold mine of value. I've shared real experiences on this journey of being a full-time trader, a parent, an entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it. Some of the gems in there, they just get slept on. And I understand it's because it's not sexy, it's not glamorous, the titles, the thumbnails, you want to see all the flashy stuff. But the reality of it is it's real shit. And sometimes you realize that that's the shit you need to pay attention to. What I've noticed is, as I always say, trading is like a triangle. You've got your mindset, you've got your edge, you've got your trading plan, and in the middle you've got time. If you let all of these things work together, you will be profitable. The problem is when we're in the trenches, when we're in the markets, when we're on losing streaks, when we take losses, when you nearly pass a challenge and it reverses on you, whatever it might be, they start to create baggage, they start to create emotion. If you're unsure how to deal with that, can get very fucking techie. Now, I've made loads of videos on ways you can deal with these things, implement these things, action these things. So if you're a little bit bored, if you're fed up of scrolling shit, you're new around here, maybe give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and get stuck into the 200 plus videos that I believe will completely change the game for you. So for this exercise, we're going to need a coin. I have a 50p. And you know how hard it was to find a coin in this day and age? Man's just Apple Pay everything, innit? Anyway, if it lands on heads, it's going to be 2R. And if it lands on tails, it's going to be 1R. Now, you can do this with your edge, whether it's you do 3R, 4R, 5R, 6R, 1R, 0.5R. We're not trying to get in a pissing contest. I'm just trying to show you something that really helped me and thousands of others understanding probabilities. Because when you understand and think in a probabilistic way, you zoom out and you realize that you're not basing your day off of just one trade or one event. You're looking at the bigger picture. Now, of course, the mathematicians are going to say, well, it's quite flawed, depending on the velocity and the moon and the cycles of the earth. Listen, it's just a very basic exercise to try and help you understand how probabilities work. I used to do this for nearly a year. I used to have a coin on my desk every morning. It'd be a part of my morning routine. I would wake up and I would flip it 10 times and I would showcase to myself how the probabilities could be different. I would write them down every single day and you would start to realize just how different probabilities can be. And you might go win, 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 loss, 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 win, loss, win, loss, win. You're never going to get the same sequence very often. And if you do, let me know in the comments. So heads is 1 to 2, tails is -1. Let's just do 5. Bosh. Tails, so we lost. Cool. Heads, we won. We're +1. Forget spread and comms right now. Tails, we're break even. Again, forget spread and comms. Heads, we're now +2. So we've had 2 wins, we've had 2 losses. But look at the way they've been distributed. Last one. Heads, we're now +4. Right? Now again, spreads, commissions, all these different things. This shows you that if you let your edge play out, it will work. Now, when I say you need mindset, trading plan, edge, I say it because the mental is so key and it's so glazed over and people try and debate why it's not a thing. It fucking is. Every decision you make comes from it. The thought of me doing that and this and that and this and that comes from my mind, mate. It don't come from anything else. So when you say, oh, it's not about mindset, you're an idiot. All right? You are. Because you do need your mindset. But equally, you need an edge. Because if you don't have an edge, well, what are you going to do? It's like trying to build a wall. It's like trying to build a house with no plans, none of the correct people to build and create structural foundations, walls, carpenters, electricians, plumbers, and just go and figure it out. Mental, you need an edge. And then you need a plan. And that's how you're going to actually action that edge. And then you need time to do its thing, and you need to let time do its thing. But over the years, prop firms, people online, people of influence have started to create this kind of, nah, there's no time left, the world's ending, all of a sudden, let's go, let's go, let's go. The reality of it is there's plenty of time. We even have no time limit. Why do prop firms do that? Because they know that you're going to rush. You're going to force it because you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait a couple of months, which is why they run the numbers and went, mate, no time limit doesn't even affect us, just fucking do it. And they did it. And guess what? The stats are still the same. Everyone just blows up. Understand, trading a challenge, there's not much point, which is why if you're diversified with personal funds, with DarwinX, with multiple prop firms, with investors, whatever else you have, you'll realise, well, the prop's just doing its thing, ticking over, and making money here and here and here, cool, but ultimately it's about the process, not the outcome. Too many people are driven on outcome driven, outcome driven, outcome driven. But the reality of it is if you have a dream, if you want to be successful, again, sometimes that's just an outcome. But the process of getting there is the fun part, the enjoyment. And I've spoken about this so much on the channel where everybody's so obsessed with outcomes that they have no time to just sit and think about process. So first and foremost, you need to also ask yourself, do you have the the 4 pillars with the time? Are you utilising those 4 pillars? Then honestly try this. Get a coin, if you've got one, because it's not easy to find. And for the next month, every morning, just run it. You'll start to see how the probabilities are different. We went off the top of my head, loss, win, win. Now, if I did it again, for example, same hand, right? Loss. Imagine I repeat the same thing. Win. Oh, shit. Loss. Oh, shit. Loss. Win. Last one. Loss. Sequence is different. Loss, win, loss, win. But on a 1 to 2 risk reward, still profitable. Again, commissions, spreads, whatever. But most of you, the reason I'm saying this is most of you have a system that works. You just fail to execute it because the operator is the problem. And I think a lot of this also comes into ego. I think ego is one of the biggest silent killers in trading, and people don't even realize they've got one because you've got too much of an ego to accept that you've got one. Most of your biggest losses or mistakes or mess ups in life, they didn't come from like bad luck, they came from ego. Until you deal with it, doesn't matter how good your system is, how competent you think you are on the charts, you'll still find a way to fuck up, sabotage, and burn yourself. Let's remember, ego isn't just arrogance. It's not just about walking into the room thinking you're the best or being one of them YouTube commenters. It's like, I'm a better trader than you, I've got more funding, make more R. It's a part of you that protects your identity, accepting who you really are. A lot of you are doing insane things, but you ain't doing them. And I always say, how you do one thing is a byproduct of how you do everything in your life. Most of you are lazy fuckers, can't be asked to do anything, but you want to be really successful. But successful people literally leave clues saying, to be successful, this is what we did. And most of them say the same shit. So does it not mean that we should just do that and it would work? But you think you're an abnormality. You think that doesn't apply to me. I'm above that. And that thinking is why you're trapped in the same cycle, in the same ways, over and over and over again. An example of ego in trading. You ignore your stop loss, you take it off because the trade's going to come back, only to realise it's now 6% in drawdown and you're faced with a decision to close it, hold on to it, hodl, scale in again, martingale yourself in, grid in, whatever it is. Another example would be in the gym. Your ego lifting because you think everybody's watching you. Your chest is screaming to you, drop the weight, I'm fatigued, but your head's like, no, because these people are looking at me, so you push further and further, you rip your pec off your bone, and you end up leaving the freaking gym in an ambulance. That's ego. You go, why the fuck did I do that? You'll realise you could go into the gym in a leotard, mate. No one gives a fuck. No one's looking at you. Walk in there in high heels. No one cares. They've got their own problems to deal with. But your ego in your mind makes you go, everyone's watching me. I better really prove something to them. Why? Why do you care about that? Why do you care about other people? You should be caring about yourself. Think of an ego like your sat-nav, right? Remember them TomToms back in the day? Remember, if you went the wrong way, it would normally reroute. Imagine you were meant to go right, but you went left. You had an ego and the TomTom had an ego and you went, I'm not fucking turning, I ain't going right. I went left, mate. It told me to. And you keep going left. You end up further away from your destination if you've just gone, you know what, I need to do a U-E, come back, that was a turn-in. A lot of you are doing this in trading. A lot of you do this in success, life. You think you're trying to find a shortcut. The only shortcut is to realise there isn't one. In taking those shortcuts, you're taking yourself further away from the destination. All you need to do is just follow the damn process and you'll be at the destination. And guess what? When you arrive, you got to do it again and again and again and again. Trading doesn't end. There's no like golden holy grail at the end of a rainbow where you get there and you're in the club and you just trade in forever, like you've made enough money that trading's done. You're not very unlikely going to take one trade that changes your life, unless you're investing in some sort of shitcoin, meme coin, or you put a lump of money into the right crypto project at the right time. You're going to have to do it again. And that's what you'll realise is there is no end goal. So why are you doing all this? What is it all for? And a lot of the time, it's because you're chasing validation. And your validation comes over results. Some people care more about being right than actually being profitable. I see it all the time. All the time. I've been in this space a long time. Fix. I want you to implement this to understand probabilities. And I also want you to start writing down ego triggers. What triggers your ego? What triggers the thoughts to happen? And how can we address them? So every time those thoughts come to look good, instead of following the rules or the plan, Interrogate that. Why am I thinking like that? Because once you understand what triggers it, you can understand on stopping it and prevention. A big part of this trading is interrupting patterns that you're so wired to do. You have to identify, hang on, I'm just trying to take my stop loss off here. Is that part of my plan? Is this right? What has that done to me before? It's burned me in the past. Why do I want to get burned again? Let me write that down instead and keep track of it, like this Alb guy say, because what if it does work? What if that is the thing that takes me to that next level? You could even start practicing humiliation. Train with lighter weights that make you feel vulnerable and be like, oh my God, no one actually cares. Keep your stop loss on and go, oh my God, no one cared about that. I don't know, start a video. Maybe you got something in your fucking teeth and you're like, shit, man, that's a bit long. But you realise you're not going to die. It's not the end of the world. You just go again. You learn, you adapt, you go again. You only fail when you truly quit. But other than that, it's just lessons. You got to remember, the market doesn't care if you're right. The weights don't care how strong you look. Life doesn't really give a fuck about your pride. It rewards those who adapt, stay consistent, lock the fuck in, and get shit done when they don't want to do it. Not the ones who cling on to being right all the time. If you want to be right all the time, you're in the wrong game, and you're better off twerking your ass on OnlyFans. Hope this video helps in some way, shape or form. Let me know your sequences below with a coin flip. Let me know if you've tried this before. Don't bore me with your mathematician shit. I'm not stupid, I understand there's more to it. I'm just trying to get people to see things from a clearer picture, because you don't realise how many people reach out to me on a weekly basis with the most craziest stories, and all I want to do is help people. That's all I try to do. But you've got to watch the shit. So if you think someone might like this video, if you think someone might like this channel, do me a favour, share it with them. I appreciate you all. Have a fantastic week. Peace and love, gang.